Hi foodies, I'm gonna make you my favorite snack or lunch. Super quick. If you just have shredded carrots or even regular carrots and you just slice them up or shred them or use even a peeler and make ribbons, you can make this recipe. Cucumbers lengthwise, so I've cut them lengthwise, and then I have some minced green onions. You can slice them up or you can do them lengthwise as well. And then I took an entire bag of edamame and I put them in a bowl like this, and I did them for 2 minutes. I don't like them longer than 2 minutes. I don't read what the bag says. I like them for 2 minutes so that they're nice and firm, al dente. So I'm gonna be using these for our little wraps. So what you need for this is you're going to need, let me get the bag so I can show you. You're going to need Musubi nori. This is what I got, Musubi nori, and it is seaweed, and it's going to be seaweed sheets. And what I do, usually they come in one sheet, but sometimes they're torn, so I put them together, and I'm gonna lay them, overlap them, give them about 1/2 inch to 1 inch overlap. And then what you're gonna do is you're going to layer your ingredients. I'm also going to use an avocado, and I have it upside down so that it doesn't get brown. And I'm gonna show you how I do it. I try to do this the easiest that I can. So it's just serve, wrap, eat. So I'm gonna lay my cucumbers, and then I'm going to put some green onions. And you can do this according to what your family likes. If they don't like green onions or carrots, you just do it according to what they like. I'm going to go ahead and put a scoop of the edamame, and then I'm going to go ahead and do a slice of avocado. You guys know that I've talked about that avocado has a lot of saturated fat, so you have to watch how much avocado you use, or at least we do, because we do a no oil, no refined sugar, no sodium or minimal sodium lifestyle. So if you're going to be using the avocado, if you're trying to reverse chronic diseases or diabetes, and you're trying to prevent heart disease, or you're trying to halt heart disease, you need to watch the saturated fats. Even olive oil, plant oils, all those things need to be eradicated, and also plant fats like coconut milk, nuts, nut butters, avocados. Does it mean that you don't eat them at all? Not necessarily. It depends on your medical history. If you have chronic diseases that you're trying to reverse or eradicate, yes, you might want to delve into having a high percentage of those removed from your diet. If you are trying to reverse heart disease because you've already had stents and bypasses, Dr. Esselstyn recommends that you should not be having even plant saturated fats. So we choose to do it as prevention. We did not get to that extreme, but we do want to maximize our heart health and diabetes. Jay gets really affected by the saturated fats, even plant saturated fats, because it's been proven that diabetes comes from saturated fats, and then you can't have carbs and sugars because your body can't process it, and it becomes insulin resistant. So you can have whole complex carbs, and you can have whole sugars, but if you're in a whole food and plant-based lifestyle. So I've got my ingredients here. I'm going to make my sauce. So one of our foodies and I had a discussion about powdered peanut butter. So I've been wanting to try some. So I went ahead and found 4 or 5 brands on Amazon that were clean. It's only peanuts, no sodium, no sugar, no oil added to it. Go look in your pantry, because I promise you that your peanut butter has oil, sugar, or salt added to it, and it's unnecessary. So I'm going to put 1 tablespoon of this, 1.5 tablespoons, and I might even make more, and that way I have this sauce in there for salads and such. So I'm going to go ahead and do 2 tablespoons of the peanut butter powder. I'm going to put some cayenne pepper in it because we like spice around here. And then I'm going to use tamari. So we use tamari or light soy sauce. You can use either, whichever one that you find that has the lowest sodium. This has 490 milligrams of sodium per tablespoon. So for those of you that are trying to do a completely no sodium diet, you might not want to use this. So we do minimal sodium in our diet. I'm only going to do 1/2 tablespoon, and then I'm going to add some maple syrup. So the maple syrup is going to be 1 tablespoon, and then I'm going to use water to turn this into, first I'm going to mix it up, and then I'm going to use water. I should have gotten my baby whisk. I have a tiny, tiny little whisk that I use for dressings, but this spoon will be fine. But if you want it very, very well blended and no little tiny bubbles in there, you might want to whisk this up. So as you can see, this is kind of thick. So I want to thin it out because I'm also going to use this dressing as the glue that holds the paper on the side for my little triangle hand wrap. So I'm going to go ahead and mix this up so that it's not too watery. So I want kind of a consistency, and if it starts getting thick on you when you're doing this, you can go ahead and add either a little bit more peanut butter powder, or you can add a little bit more water, depending on if you need it thicker or if you need it less thick. So I had already previously made one because I'm not gonna lie, I had to taste test one and I had to do one. So I'm going to go ahead and put just a little dab of this peanut butter sauce on here. And then to wrap it, what I like to do is I kind of like to bring one corner in underneath. And then I'm going to, where I see that the triangle is going to land, I'm going to go ahead and put, let's see if I can show you guys. I'm going to put the glue. I'm just going to use my spoon, and we're going to dab it, and then we're going to glue it. So there you go. We're going to have this, and if it opens up like this, you might want to put some glue there. And then you can serve it. So it's not as pretty as the sushi place, but it's going to be just as good. So you're going to have edamame, which has the protein. You're going to have carrots. You're going to have green onions. You're going to have the fat from the avocado. And you're going to have a little bit of fat from the peanut butter. The peanut butter jar actually says 0 fat, but it's in relation to the serving. So if you're using a larger quantity, keep in mind that even though it says 0 fat, it actually does have fat. So keep that in mind. The advertising on these labels is a little bit misleading. So don't just think, oh, I can have spoonfuls and spoonfuls of this and it's not going to be fattening or have the saturated fat in it. So this is going to be my little sandwich wrap. I'm going to make J1 so that you guys can see, and I'm going to see if I can make it prettier so you guys can play with it at home too and try to make it the most triangle pretty. And you could glue the in-between, and that way you're not doing the gluing afterwards. I might try this one that way. So I'm going to put this here. I'm going to put a little bit of shredded carrots. I'm going to put my green onions. I'm going to put my 2 or 3 cucumbers. And then I like to do this. I like to score my avocado like this. And then I take my knife and run it around the avocado so that it separates all the way through. You can feel the knife and you can see it separating until the middle of the avocado. And that way the pieces of avocado come out very easily. This way I don't get dirty. I can control how much we use in here. We very rarely eat avocado, maybe once or twice a month, maybe 3 times a month. So I know that this saturated fat is not going to be a big deal. So I'm going to put some sauce on it. And I'm going to see if I can make a prettier version of this. I always get worried that the bottom is going to leak, and that's why I like to bring the bottom up, but sometimes this paper is a little harder, so it doesn't necessarily let you fold it up. So it depends on what kind of paper you have. If it lets you, you might just have to have the cone. So there you go. And we've got our next little wrap. These will probably be for Jay, and I'm going to be making my wraps. So we're going to have some quick wraps for snack because it's the middle of the afternoon. I hope you guys try these. Super easy. Just avocado, cucumber, carrot, green onions, the edamame, and make yourselves the peanut sauce. If you don't have the peanut butter powder, you can use just regular peanut butter. And this sauce is fantastic to use on a Asian veggie bowl or an Asian salad or anything else that you might be making during the week. So I'll just put a lid on it. You can even enhance it by putting other things in it. You can put shallots, dried onion, other spices if you want to change the flavor profile a little bit, or if you want to add even more spice, because we like the cayenne in it. Okay guys, hope you guys try it. They're really yummy. It's like a crunchy feel on the outside, and then you've got all the delicious veggies on the inside and the sweet and sour from the peanut sauce. Bye, have a happy day.